It's Eric here at Long Wolf Capital, the COO, and I'm here today with
Darold, founder of Long Wealth Capital.
Perfect. So let's just jump right in. So can you share us a little bit of personal background about yourself here?
Yeah, I was raised with my mom, my dad. My dad was probably the only income provider for our family. Didn't do much. Was probably making like $40,000 a year. I think even now it's making about $50,000 a year. I have a younger sister as well, and I lived with my grandma inside of basically a shoebox. So yeah, that's my personal background. I went to a state college or a community college, and then I transferred over to a state college.
Gotcha. And I guess can you say about where did your journey in business really begin in investing as well too here?
I think I was really into business really early on. I was always into personal finance just because of what I was born into. I didn't have much, and I wanted to provide a life of financial freedom for my parents. I knew from a very, very young age because of where I lived. We just lived in like a 1-bedroom place. Our place was full of rats. My dad was coming home stressed, yelling out every day, and it sucked for me as a kid, because I wanted to help him out. But as a kid, you're not able to do anything. So I told myself as soon as I was old enough to make money, then I would. Since I grew up in a family where I needed to guarantee my success, business early on it was considered very risky in my family. And I just, in my head, I was like, find a career where I can make 6 figures. And initially that for me was physical therapy. And then later on, as I grew older and older and learned about personal finance, that $100,000, putting myself in $150,000, $200,000 in student loan debt, it didn't make any sense for what I wanted to do personally. But yeah, I started in a very early age. I did anything from Amazon FBA. I sold shoes. Maybe even when I was as a kid going to the mall with my mom, I was picking up quarters from the arcade room, just trying to stack up as much money as I could so that I can start my own business, invest inside the stock market.
And I guess when you say that exactly, what were the early challenges did you face that shaped your philosophy today?
Yeah, so pretty much what I said earlier, we lived, my dad was the sole income provider for our family, so he didn't make much. I actually grew up starving most days. And actually a moment that just came up into my mind was one time we were having dinner, and my mom, I saw there was only one piece of chicken left or something like that, and she offered it to me. I was like, aren't you hungry? And during those times I was like, I don't want to grow up in a world where starving for food. Yeah.
And I guess for you then, that philosophy you have today, what inspired you to create Long Wolf Capital?
A little background, I actually started with options trading. It was very risky. I made actually a lot of money in a very short period of time, but I lost a lot of it. I lost all of it in a very short period of time as well. But it also became to a point where it became an addiction, where I just I would not take losing as an answer, right? I just kept losing money. Thousands and thousands of my dollars just down the drain. I eventually kept losing. Like I said, any dollar I made, I put it back into the market doing extremely risky stuff. So after a while, I realized, hey, if I keep doing this, I'm never going to achieve any of my goals. I'm going to put myself in bankruptcy. I'm going to be living a life that I hated. After that, I did some introspection, dug a little deeper, and realized, hey, if I had just simply held my shares during that COVID era where the market just crashed, I would have been up $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. So I got away from all that risky short-term option trading, and I got into more the philosophy of Warren Buffett, the longer-term trading. That just changed my whole life, or my whole outlook on the market. That's what I want to inspire and prevent to a lot of people, a lot of young kids who want that get-rich-quick scheme. They want to make quick money, and everyone wants to create that life of financial freedom for themselves and their family. But I want to teach them to do it in the most responsible way and the most straightforward way, instead of what's out there in the market with risky option trading, just gambling their money away.
So when you say, especially with the risky option trading, I guess when you say that, was there a gap in the market for creating Long Wolf Capital for yourself here?
Definitely, right? So big thing I hated was I actually joined a bunch of Discord groups, a bunch of mentorships, and I followed their trades. I would get into their trades. I would be profitable in the first second, but if I don't exit by literally the second or the minute, I'd end up losing all my capital. I realized from that moment, these people didn't care about me. They just wanted really my money, right? They didn't care about my success. They were just saying, oh, it's your fault and all that kind of stuff. So I really wanted to create something where a community where we actually are striving together and we actually care for one another. another and really care about the results of pretty much every single client, right? As long as they are able to put in the work. That's really what I wanted to provide for everyone else. And like I said, the market right now, it's all quick money, small amount of investment to make huge gains. I want to show people the no BS way to grow your wealth.
Got it. And based on what you just said to the no BS way to grow your wealth, like if you had to sum it up, what was like the original mission statement that when you started for yourself here as well?
Probably just longer term vision and compounding from that standpoint. It's always been about, it's not quick money, it's about the longer term vision so that everyone can succeed in the stock market. So.
And when you say that as well too, because now like what's the core philosophy with Long Wealth Capital today?
It would probably be value investing. That's the big core philosophy that I want everyone to get into. Value investing instead of just speculating on where the market's going to be today, tomorrow, or even the next week.
Got it. And I guess how does your personal story tie into the vision of Long Wealth Capital?
Yeah. So like I said, the whole reason Long Wealth was created was because I saw every other Discord group, every mentorship was impersonable. They didn't really take accountability. You just had to show up for yourself. No one really cared for me. All these short-term viewpoints with everything. So I wanted to create something where it was a longer term vision that for those people who have these same aspirations as I did in terms of wanting to create a better future for not only myself, but for my family. So yeah, I would say that core sort of belief that anyone in the stock market can achieve this. And yeah.
Cool. And when you say that, can you share a story of one of your client or students exactly's transformation that really captured the mission of Long Wealth Capital?
I would say probably, I don't know if I can say his name, but Ken. It's probably one of my most memorable clients. I still talk to him to this day. Yeah, he came into with the exact right mindset. A little background on him. He's an older fellow. He's from like Midwest area. So yeah, not a huge like city person, more rural, older fellow. He's aspiring retiree. And he came to me with the perfect mindset. He knew it wasn't a get rich quick scheme.
And especially hearing that client success story that like really imprinted on you, what kind of legacy do you want to leave for your clients and in the industry, especially in the stock market industry here?
Like I said, I just want to pretty much preach everyone about value investing. It completely transformed my life. I want everybody to get into it, stop having short-term visions with the stock market, trade the stock market the responsible way, invest into businesses, into companies rather than the stock itself. So teaching that core philosophy of understanding valuations into stocks and investing in the market rather than trading short-term, that's the big thing here.
So with Long Wealth Capital, right, what would you say is like the biggest challenge to scaling the company and how did you overcome it?
It's about having a team that can really convey my vision, right? And sort of have clients sort of see that as well. Because like I said, everyone wants the short-term gains, right? No one really wants to hear, well, surprisingly, a lot of people do, because I think a lot of people got burned in terms of short-term trading. But having really a wide majority of people sort of see the vision in longer term gains rather than just get rich quick methods in the stock market, right? No one really wants, hey, I'm telling you, you only have $1,000, you can realistically only make like 10, 20 bucks per position, right? No one really wants to hear that. They want to hear, I have $1,000, can I flip that to 50,000 to $1 million, right? I'm here to tell them, hey, it's not realistic in the stock market. The indices make 10%. Hedge funds, top performing ones make 20 to 30%. So getting that vision to everyone that works with me, my clients as well, I would say that's the biggest challenge in terms of scaling the company.
Got it. And so when you say that as well too, right, what lessons have you learned from that to make actually really truly build a business that lasts? Because obviously people don't, like you said, they want that short-term quick trade and you got to really come with the value of the long-term. Like, how did you overcome that there?
Creating something that lasts, I would say really focusing on my clients itself, right? As long as I make sure that I'm delivering results for my clients, I'd say that's the biggest thing that was able to transform Long Wealth Capital, right? More and more people saw that, hey, this is not some BS scam like majority of coaching programs are. This is a real method, real strategies that are implemented throughout years that have proven success. So I would say it's probably ensuring great, significant, positive results for my clients.
So especially with that, like where do you see like Long Wealth Capital within like the next 5 to 10 years from now?
Hopefully, I want to create a team of other coaches that have that same philosophy, get a little bit away from me, myself, having to educate on my clients itself. So having a team that are able to coach and instill my philosophy that I've taught to other people. Yeah, in the next 5 years, I also see us scaled up with MarketDash as well, which is our proprietary AI software. So having people really use MarketDash to supplement their investing and trading, right? A big gap I saw within that sort of pretty much in the same industry was that no one was really doing fundamental analysis. And if they were, it's just numbers and nothing really made sense. Creating something that was more visually appealing, that's pretty much where I see Long Wealth as well as MarketDash being in terms of the future, as well as potentially creating my own brokerage account, maybe even managing $1 million portfolios in the future. But yeah, that's where I see 5-10 years down the line.
And if someone ever asks you about like Long Wealth Capital and they ask, why should I join Long Wealth Capital now? Like in this moment, like how would you answer to that?
Why should you join Long Wealth Capital?
Yeah.
Because it just works, right? We value invest. We look at any sort of stock that's in the stock market right now, see where that stock has traded in a 1 to 2 to 3 to 6 month time frame for low PE stocks and such. We deliver results. And yeah, to me, it's one of the most obvious sort of or no-brainer sort of investments you can make. I try to make it as low risk for my clients as well as possible. So really, you get one-on-one support with me. In the future, you're going to have it with right now we still have it with a whole team, but we check in with our clients daily, making sure everyone's doing well, really understanding the philosophies of investing as well as the technical analysis and everything. So yeah, that's why they should join Long Wealth.
And to end it off, like if you could like leave one piece of advice for aspiring entrepreneurs or investors exactly, what would it be?
I would say take action and start young. The younger you are, the bigger advantage that you have through all this because you have the power of investing. So whether you're young, whether you're even on the older side, it's almost always start now, right? So a lot of people just wait until some opportune moment comes, but that moment really never comes, right? So take action, start while you're young.